Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to BitcoinvPodcast. I'm Bit.
And I'm Ether. It's a pleasure to be with you. Today, we'll explore a topic that, while familiar, isn't always thoroughly understood by everyone: financial exchanges.
That's right, Ether. When we talk about investing, trading stocks, gold, or more recently, cryptocurrencies, we always hear exchanges mentioned. So, what is a financial exchange? By definition, it is an organized marketplace where financial instruments such as securities, stocks, bonds, commodities, gold, oil, cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin, Ethereum, or derivatives, futures contracts, options are bought, sold, and traded.
Sounds quite complex, doesn't it? So, what is its specific role, Bit?
An exchange acts as an intermediary, providing a platform for buyers and sellers to meet while also ensuring transparency, liquidity, and compliance with legal regulations. They operate according to specific rules and are usually managed by financial regulatory bodies, such as the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, or the State Bank of Vietnam in our country.
Ah, I see. So there's an organization that ensures everything happens according to the law. Where do these exchanges exist? Are they just large buildings like we often see in movies?
That's one form. Exchanges can exist in a physical form, like the famous New York Stock Exchange, NYSE, or electronic form, like the Binance cryptocurrency exchange that many people know.
So if I want to buy, say, shares of a certain company, how does the transaction take place on the exchange?
It's quite simple. Transactions on an exchange are executed through buy or sell orders, with prices determined by supply and demand. For example, if you want to buy Apple stock, you can place a buy order on the NASDAQ stock exchange through a broker. The exchange will then match your order with the seller, ensuring the transaction is carried out fairly and transparently. Similarly, on Binance, you can buy Bitcoin with USD or trade between other cryptocurrencies.
Understood. So besides being a place to buy and sell, do financial exchanges have other important functions?
Absolutely. Financial exchanges play a very important role in the global financial system with several key functions.
Functions of financial exchanges.
What's the first function, Bit? Most importantly, they provide liquidity. Exchanges create a centralized market where buyers and sellers can easily trade financial assets.
What's the benefit of high liquidity for investors?
High liquidity helps investors quickly buy or sell assets without causing significant price fluctuations. For example, the Ho Chi Minh City Stock Exchange, HOSE, ensures that shares of large companies like Vingroup can be traded easily with large volumes every day.
What's next?
The second function is fair pricing. Exchanges use supply and demand mechanisms to determine the prices of financial assets. Prices are continuously updated, reflecting the actual value of the assets based on market information. For instance, the price of Bitcoin on Binance changes every second based on the buying and selling activities of users worldwide.
Understood. This sounds very transparent. What about safety?
That's precisely the third function, ensuring transparency and safety. Exchanges apply strict rules to ensure that all transactions are transparent and fair. Information such as prices, trading volumes, and transaction history is made public. Additionally, exchanges often have security measures to protect users' assets, such as two-factor authentication on cryptocurrency exchanges.
Another function I've heard about is helping companies raise capital.
That's the function of supporting capital mobilization. Stock exchanges help companies raise capital by issuing stocks or bonds. For example, when a startup like Tesla lists on NASDAQ, they can sell shares to attract capital from investors. Similarly, blockchain projects use cryptocurrency exchanges like Binance Launchpad to issue tokens, raising capital from the community.
And finally, we can't forget risk management, right?
That's right. The risk management function is also very important. Exchanges offer derivative products like futures contracts or options, helping investors hedge against risks. For example, a farmer can use a commodity exchange like the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, CME, to enter into a futures contract, ensuring a selling price for their future harvest regardless of market price fluctuations.
We've just learned about the functions. So what are the common types of financial exchanges, Bit?
Financial exchanges are classified based on the type of assets traded. Types of financial exchanges. First, and perhaps most familiar, is the stock exchange. This is where stocks, bonds, and other securities are bought and sold. Famous examples include the New York Stock Exchange, NYSE, the world's largest exchange, where shares of companies like Apple and Coca-Cola are traded. NASDAQ focuses on technology stocks, such as Microsoft and Amazon.
What's the next type of exchange?
That would be the commodity exchange. This is where physical commodities like gold, oil, wheat, or coffee are bought and sold. Examples include the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, CME, which trades futures contracts for oil, gold, and agricultural products. The London Metal Exchange specializes in metals like copper and aluminum. Commodity exchanges help producers and consumers manage price risks, while also providing investment opportunities for traders.
Recently, people have been talking a lot about cryptocurrencies. Is there a separate exchange for this type of asset?
Of course, that's the cryptocurrency exchange. This is an online platform for buying, selling, and trading cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, Ethereum, or Binance Coin. Binance is the world's largest exchange, supporting over 350 types of cryptocurrencies, with daily trading volumes reaching tens of billions of USD. Coinbase is popular in the US and is beginner-friendly. And Bybit focuses on cryptocurrency derivatives trading. These exchanges often operate 24/7, have no physical headquarters, and may face legal issues in some countries due to unclear regulatory frameworks.
Bit just mentioned derivatives. So is there also a derivatives exchange?
Precisely. A derivatives exchange is where financial contracts such as futures, options, or swaps are traded. These exchanges serve both individual and institutional investors. For example, CME Group trades futures contracts for stocks, commodities, and currencies. Binance Futures offers cryptocurrency futures contracts, allowing leverage trading. Derivatives exchanges help investors hedge risks or speculate based on price movements.
There's one more type I often hear about, Forex. Is this a type of exchange?
Yes, that's the Forex market. This is where currency pairs like USD Euro or USD JPY are traded. However, Forex does not have a centralized exchange, but operates through a network of banks, brokers, and trading platforms. MetaTrader 4.5 is a popular platform for Forex trading. Oanda is a reputable Forex broker. The Forex market has a colossal trading volume, estimated at over $6.6 trillion per day, according to the Bank for International Settlements 2022. Thus, we can see that financial exchanges play a central role in the global economy.
What is this role specifically, Bit? How does it impact the economy?
Firstly, it promotes economic growth. By supporting capital mobilization, financial exchanges help companies expand their operations, create jobs, and contribute to GDP. For example, when Venn Group issues shares on HOSE, they can use the capital to invest in real estate or technology.
Sounds very positive. What else?
Exchanges also enhance efficient resource allocation. They ensure that capital is allocated to companies or projects with the highest potential based on market assessment. For example, the stock prices of technology companies like Tesla have risen sharply on NASDAQ, reflecting investor confidence in their potential.
What about for individuals? What benefits do exchanges offer?
It provides investment opportunities. Financial exchanges open up opportunities for individuals and organizations to invest in assets like stocks, cryptocurrencies, or commodities, helping to diversify investment portfolios and increase income. For example, an investor in Vietnam can buy Bitcoin on Binance to diversify their assets.
Earlier, we talked about risk management. Does this also apply on a macro level?
Absolutely. Exchanges support risk management for both businesses and investors. They provide tools like futures contracts and options, helping to mitigate risks from price volatility. For example, a Vietnamese coffee exporting company can use a commodity exchange to lock in selling prices, avoiding the risk of price declines.
Finally, what is its role in the overall stability of the market?
When well managed, financial exchanges contribute to financial stability. They help maintain market stability by providing transparent information and minimizing manipulative behaviors. However, if poorly managed, they can lead to crises, as exemplified by the collapse of the FTX exchange in 2022.
To make it easier to visualize, Bit, could you give a real-world example of a specific exchange?
Certainly. Let's consider Binance, currently the world's largest cryptocurrency exchange.
Real-world example,
How does Binance operate?
Binance allows users to trade over 350 types of cryptocurrencies, from Bitcoin to altcoins like Solana. Users can buy crypto with fiat currency like USD, VND, or trade crypto to crypto.
What are Binance's main functions?
Binance offers high liquidity, relatively low transaction fees, 0.1%, and diverse services such as staking, depositing crypto to earn interest, futures contracts, and NFT, non-fungible token trading.
What has been Binance's impact on the market?
Binance has helped millions of people worldwide access the cryptocurrency market. However, this exchange has also faced numerous legal issues, such as being investigated in the U.S. for money laundering. In 2023, Binance paid a $4.3 billion fine, and its CEO, Changpeng Zhao, was sentenced to 4 months in prison.
What about in Vietnam? How do Vietnamese users use Binance?
Vietnamese users also use Binance quite extensively for cryptocurrency investment, but caution is needed due to the lack of a clear legal framework.
Listening to you, Bit, it seems that alongside significant benefits, financial exchanges also harbor quite a few challenges and risks.
That's right, Ether.
What are those risks?
First and foremost is security risk. Exchanges, especially cryptocurrency exchanges, are vulnerable to hacks. For instance, Binance itself was hacked for 7,000 BTC, worth $40 million in 2019.
Are there any other risks, Bit?
Next is legal risk. Some exchanges, like Binance, have faced restrictions in countries like the UK and Japan for non-compliance with regulations.
Is price volatility a risk?
Absolutely. Price volatility is a major risk. Asset prices on exchanges can fluctuate very sharply and unpredictably. For example, Bitcoin once dropped from a peak of $69,000 in 2021 to below $17,000 in 2022.
Besides those, I've also heard about market manipulation.
That's also a significant risk, market manipulation. Behaviors like pump and dump schemes can occur, especially on poorly managed or smaller-scale cryptocurrency exchanges.
In summary, financial exchanges are truly the backbone of the global financial system, providing the platform to trade assets like securities, commodities, cryptocurrencies, and derivatives.
So, they both promote economic growth, support businesses in raising capital, and provide investment opportunities for everyone.
However, the risks related to security, legality, and price volatility cannot be ignored.
Precisely. They promote economic growth, support capital mobilization, and offer investment opportunities, but also come with risks of security, legality, and price volatility. Exchanges like NYSE, HOSE, or Binance illustrate the diversity and importance of exchanges in connecting investors and markets.
So, what is your final advice, Bit, for our audience members who want to participate in these exchanges?
To participate safely and effectively, users need to equip themselves with solid knowledge, always use advanced security measures, and most importantly, comply with current legal regulations.
Thank you for your very detailed and insightful sharing, Bit. Hopefully, through today's conversation, our audience has gained a more comprehensive view of financial exchanges.
Thank you, Ether, and thank you to our audience for listening. Goodbye, and see you in the next programs.